Good afternoon everyone and welcome to the Landmark Hotel for the press conference of Box Promotions in association with Hatton Promotions for our show on April the 1st at the Crystal Palace National Sports Centre. Firstly, I'd obviously like to thank you all for being here today. It's a great event and obviously we're going to go into it in a little bit more depth. I'd like to thank also our partners at KO London and Butterfly Boxing for their continued support of Dub Box Promotions events. Continued support means a lot. And of course now, I'd like to thank Ricky and Nathan and the rest of the Hatton team for coming down today, making the trip down to London for this press conference. I think this fight is one of those where British boxing at the moment is going through a really boom time. It's a fantastic place to be at the moment, British boxing, and the heavyweight division is probably the most exciting it's been for many years. You've got obviously the top two, in my opinion, Joshua and Tyson Fury, and then beyond that you've got the cluster of maybe Hay, Bellew, Chisora and Dillian White. Then below that there's a cluster of fighters, and I think these two are going to contest to see which one of those is going to be in that mix. The fight initially was for the English title. Unfortunately the board in their wisdom decided to downgrade that title, but we instead got it for the IBO International Heavyweight Title Eliminator. What does that mean? Well, at the moment the champion is a man called Alexis Santos. He's an American. He's 18-1 with 15 knockouts, quite a dangerous customer. And one of these two men, if they decide, will have 6 months to put in a challenge to that champion. Also it gives them a genuine IBO rating as well, which is obviously very significant for their careers and their development. But as I said, I think this is a fantastic fight. I think the main event as well, fantastic undercard, is going to mean that April the 1st is going to be a great night for boxing, professional boxing. I'd now like to take the time to introduce, of course, the main event. Firstly, their managers. I'd like to introduce a man that needs no introduction, former light welterweight champion of the world, a man that I spent, I think, 2007, I was up in the East End, in the Dundee Arms, opposite the York Hall, and I was waiting for Ricky to fight a young man called Floyd Mayweather. And we stayed up all night drinking Irish coffee and waiting for him to fight, and it was a fantastic night. And I'm sure that he looks at his young fighters now and would like to hopefully build them up and bring them along. So Ricky, without further ado, thank you very much for coming, sir. And just tell us a little bit about how you see the fight and introduce your young heavyweight.
Oh, thanks Tommy, thanks for the opportunity as well for Nathan. Been training Nathan for maybe 2 years now, maybe just a little bit less, and to say I'm impressed with him would be an understatement. You know, he's after 9 amateur fights, he was already in the Great Britain squad, and he's only been boxing for just over 12 months. You know, when he come from a gym door, you know, I was shocked. You know, like he'd only had 12 fights all in all. You know, he was already in the Great Britain squad, and he'd only been boxing just over 12 months, and he just looked like he'd been boxing all his life. And so I've got very high hopes for Nathan. This is his biggest test. You know, obviously, hopefully he can break into the top 10 with a win here. But he's had lots of different styles of opponents. He's coming through really good. He's improving all the time, and I think it's a step up. And a step up he's more than ready for. He's a pleasure to train. He's a really down-to-earth kid. You know, as Tommy just mentioned there, in the heavyweight division he's buzzing at the minute. And you know, we had 2 heavyweights last week that excited us in the ring on the night, and excited us more in the build-up, I think, in many ways, with the name calling and what they did. But Nathan's a little bit like out of my mode. He's not like that at all, but he is equally just as confident as them guys. And he's on the. He's not someone that is on the name of anyone's lips at the minute, but I do believe he will be very shortly, and it starts for him April 1st. You know, so yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's his biggest test. You know what I mean? He can hopefully break into the top 10, and we're very much looking forward to it. Yeah. So thanks for having us today. We'll look forward to the event. Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you, Ricky. Also to my left, another man that needs no introduction, former European and Commonwealth heavyweight champion, man that shared the ring with none other than Lennox Lewis, and a man that used to be in camp regularly with Mike Tyson. Derek, I'm sure you've seen a lot of these domestic heavyweight dust-ups in your time, was involved in one or two. How you see this fight, and how do you think Dominic's preparation's going?
Well, first of all, Tommy, thank you for giving us the opportunity to be on this stage with Dominic coming back. Ricky said some very important things, very interesting. Nathan's a very good fighter. I watch him coming up, and Ricky spoke highly of him, and I see him doing things, so he's definitely a big challenge for Dominic also. Dominic is right now a hungry fighter. I've seen something in him that I haven't seen in a long time in a lot of fighters, and that's that desire, that burning desire. Professional boxing or boxing on a whole is a thing that is not scripted. You have to live it, and nothing hurts more than losing an undefeated record. And right now you've got like a hungry, wounded animal who wants to come out there and show what he's all about. So yeah, I can expect an exciting night of fights. I mean, the heavyweights are the big boys, they're the dinosaurs, and I can see the young heavyweight coming forward trying to overcome Dominic, and Dominic trying to stamp his authority and say, well, this is my domain. So it's going to be definitely a competitive matchup. Dominic is prepared in all areas, so we left no stone unturned in conditioning, sparring. He's living like a proper gladiator. I've been put my experience, like Tommy said, I've been around in the game fighting at a top level for a long time, fighting in the heavyweight game, knowing what you have to do to win. And Dominic has put a lot of time into it. So on work effort alone, I take my hat off to him because he's dedicated himself and he has a lot to improve and to move forward. So I look forward to a great night.
Thank you, Derek. Firstly, I'd like to obviously introduce Dominic Akinlade, former Southern Area heavyweight champion, and a man that I've been through over the past year a really emotional journey. It's probably one of the better words. We've been through ups and recently downs, but it's how you get up from those moments of adversity that makes you a champion. I personally want to say now that I believe that you're going to see the best Dominic Akinlade on the 1st of April, and I'm sure you're going to see the best Nathan Gorman. The reason we kind of work for home advantage is because these kind of fine margins, you try and fight for that home advantage to get your fight to the advantage. But I think on the night it's going to be a fantastic fight, and I'd just like to say, as always, it's been a pleasure working with Dominic over the last year, and I hope we're going to have a lot more great nights to come. And Dominic, just let people know just what sort of condition you're in and how you see this fight coming up on April 1st.
Basically, for the last 3 weeks, I've been emotionally, I've been very angry with myself. You know? I've tortured myself for the last 3 weeks, looking over and over again at the mistakes that I made, what happened on the night, and I'll continue to torture myself until fight night. Usually I come with a very different demeanor, you know, I'm quite a jolly person, but as you can see, I'm very serious about this. I guess to a certain degree, I overlooked my opponent. I didn't take my situation that I was in emotionally into consideration. I was kind of arrogant and paid for it. I overlooked him and was looking towards this particular fight. Those kind of challenges, I don't really get up for, you know. I was looking at this guy as, well, you know, it's just another fight. It wasn't really anything. I can't get up for fights like that. Nathan Gorman is a fight that I'll get up for. With what has happened, it's just really put me on a different level mentally. So on the night, everything will come together, and you can expect an explosive fight, a great effort from myself, and I'm sure Nathan's going to come and bring it. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you, Dominic. Nathan, welcome today, mate. Thank you very much for coming down to London for this press conference. We know, obviously, about your pedigree and there's an interesting backstory that I'll let you go over. But yeah, just introduce yourself to the media. I think we're going to be hearing a lot about this man over the next, few years. Unfortunately, I hope for him on the 1st of April he has one notch on his record and then moves on to bigger and better things, but I'm sure he disagrees. Nathan, welcome to the table.
It's good to be here, and thanks to everyone turning out. As Dominic said, that loss hopefully is a blessing in disguise. I hope he is training as hard as he can, and he turns up April the 1st, because I'm in the gym with Rick every single day. I'm training hard. I'm not overlooking Dominic, in every aspect of play. I do believe he's going to be my toughest test up to date. I would have wished it had been for the English title, but at the end of the day, things happen in boxing. It's heavyweight boxing, and I'm looking forward to April the 1st. I've left no stone unturned. I've done the runs. I've done everything by the book. I've ate right, trained right, slept right, done everything. And Dominic hopefully bring it April the 1st, and so will I. I do believe it's bred in me, if you look down my generations of breeding, I'm a nephew to Bartley Gorman, if any of you have heard him. He was a former king in the travelling world of bare knuckle boxing, and I believe it's been passed down to me. And I do believe I'll be the next heavyweight champion. That's all I've got to say on that one.
Thank you, Nathan. Big statement to finish off with, but certainly believe, as I said, you're going to be hearing a lot about this man, and as I said, it's a fantastic show. I just want to summarise a little bit of the undercard, because it's probably the best one we've put together so far, and I think it's more than worthy of a main event that we've got here. I'm just going to introduce some of the fighters on the bill. Some of them are set up here today, but I'm just going to run through the undercards so that some of you know that who's on the show. So supporting the main event will be heavyweight AJ Carter, Nathaniel Wilson, super featherweight Jack Raines, Chesney Hawkins, Tony Bange, Samuel Antwi, Jack Smith, O'Shane Clark, Zahir Al-Qatani, hope I got that right, Lewis Green, Ryan Charles, Daniel Connor and Stephen Andrews. Some of them are sat up here at the table today. I'd like to just introduce for them and just say a few words if they may. So firstly, I'd like to introduce AJ Carter, heavyweight. Welcome, AJ.
Good afternoon to everyone. I'm excited to finally be back in the ring after over a year off. I decided to take the time out to aid my recovery. I can sit here and tell you that I've been training hard. That's what we were supposed to do. It's our job. We're supposed to be training hard. But you guys will see when I take my top off and how I fight in the ring, I'll be a completely different fighter. I've had a lot of time out to focus and to train with my trainer, Richard Williams, former IBO middleweight champion, former Commonwealth champion as well. That's really it, to be fair. I've just been training hard and I've changed my style, and you will see when I take my top off, when I get in the ring, what I'll do.
Okay, and I think you'll be hearing a lot about AJ Carter in the domestic heavyweight scene this year. I think he's going to make a big noise, and looking forward to working with him over the next year and hopefully beyond. Next to AJ's left is a young welterweight. Pretty confident, as you can see by the attire he's wearing. But Zahir, welcome today, mate. And just introduce yourself again to the media and just tell them a little bit about what they can expect to make them first from you.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank Tommy and Dub Promotion for this opportunity. April 1st, it's going to be very exciting. I'm very confident. I've been training hard, sparring's been brutal, so I can only offer you, to be honest, it's going to be an easy fight. I'm not underestimating my opponent, but I've been training really hard. I've been sparring middleweights, then pushing the middleweights to the limit, then been pushing me to my limit. So training's been good, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Guys, look up for my names. It's gonna be in the making. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Zahir. And finally, on the far left, to my far left, is a young man. If he takes his hat off and you rewind the clock back about 20 years, you probably see a little bit of a young Ricky Hatton in him. But he's a light welterweight. Very, very, very
I'm not fucking doing it.
That one was planned, that one, by the way. But all joking aside, made his debut on the, I think it was the October the 15th show at York Hall, and he really made an impression. He's a fantastic young talent. He's only a young man, and I think he's got a really bright career ahead of him. Chesney, welcome again to the show. Sorry about the little
That's
joke, mate. I don't mean to insult you or anything, or insult Ricky. But yeah, just tell us a little bit about how your career's been going. I know you're training with Team Wilkie.
Yeah, I'm training with Alex Wilkie. Had my first professional fight in October. And I broke my thumb, so I've been out. So I'm back now, 1st of April, feeling fit and ready to go.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Having a good camp as well,
Yeah,
injury
camp's
free.
good, yeah, injury free, perfect.
Good stuff. And as I said, Chesney's fighting Liam Richards on the night, and I think as again, those of you that will be there, keep an eye out, because I think he's an exceptional talent. I think he's going to do very well. To Ricky's right, we've got a few other young fighters that we'd like to introduce. Firstly, young Tony Bange, how are you, sir?
Cool, man.
Good stuff. Nazim Hamad's protege. It's a shame we couldn't get Naz here today. What a top table that would have been, eh? But Tony's here nonetheless, and just tell us a little bit about how your career's gone so far, mate, and again, how you progress it.
Everything's going well. Want to get myself up to 10-0 by the end of next year. Keep busy, keep fighting. This one's going to be number 4, coming to win. No messing around. Get done, man.
Yeah.
You can say more than that, man.
No, man, little words, but I assure you in the ring he's a fantastic prospect, and again look forward to seeing him on April the 1st. And then to his right, a man that really again needs no introduction, a man that's been around for a while now, and had a fantastic win in 2015 against a domestic rival, Ricky Boylan, and I was hoping, and I think a lot of people were, that he was going to go from strength to strength, but I think Danny will be the first to admit that he's probably not done as much as what he wanted to. But Danny, welcome today, mate. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, thanks.
And just let us know, what's going on and what you're going to be doing with yourself next year.
Thanks for getting me on the show, Tom. It's good to be on such a big show, like on a small, obviously, with like such big names and that. I'm going to say thank you to my management team, MTK Global, Daniel and Anto for getting me on this show also. And a thank you to AG Edwards and Sun Demolition who responded to me. And yeah, like I said, obviously I beat Ricky in 2015. It's old news now, you know what I mean? Maybe I should have pushed on, but that's the reason I got with MTK Global. I put my faith in them. You know, they've got me a few wins on the road, 3-4 wins on the road. Like I said, I've had a bit of time out, but I'm back in business now. Going to get a win in, and then hopefully I'll push on towards titles later on in the year, whether it be the southern area, English, whatever it is. I've been around a bit now. It's time for me to push on and start making some noise again. But like I said, we'll just see what happens. I'm confident of getting this win. And like I said, we've got a good gym around us at the moment. Chesney coming on leaps and bounds. ID Hill and that. We've got a good team around us at the moment. So just looking forward to April the 1st. Make some noise again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Dan. Finally, just to Dan's right, he's a young man, young welterweight, plenty of talent, coming out of the Camberley Boxing Club, along with Tony, a stable mate of yours.
Yeah.
Welcome, O'Shane, and thanks very much for being here today. And just again, introduce the media to yourself and just what you plan to do on April 1st.
Afternoon, everyone. I just want to say thank you to Tommy Delvin, Ricky Hatton for having me in such an amazing card, and I just can't wait for April 1st to showcase my talent and what I can do in the ring. I'm 2-0 as a professional. I'm looking to have at least another 4 fights this year, 4 or 5 fights this year, and just make my mark in the welterweight division, basically. And again, thank you for Tommy and Ricky for having me in such an amazing show.
Thank you, O'Shane. Okay, so I believe that's pretty much the summary of the show. As I always say, if you are going to come down on April the 1st and haven't got a ticket yet, always support your boxers. Always encourage you to go to your boxers if you know them. They're working around the clock, not just to train, to make a living as well. And ticket selling is probably the hardest part of that. If you are casual or you don't know any of the boxers, go to our ticket agent at Ticketmaster and you can get a ticket from there. I think that's pretty much it. Thanks again everyone for coming, and I look forward to seeing you, most of you I hope, on April the 1st. It will be a fantastic show, one of the best yet. And I'm now going to invite anyone to ask questions, and after that we'll do some head-to-heads and one-on-ones. Anyone got any questions for the table?